رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي اللهم وفقنا لما تحبه وترضاه. How are you guys doing? Alhamdulillah. Can you guys do me a favor, inshallah? For the brothers that are sitting in the back, can you guys come forward, please? And for the brothers that are sitting on the sides, can you guys come forward, please? And for the brothers that are playing basketball outside, inshallah, can you guys come in? 5-second fa'idah. It won't be too long, I promise, inshallah. When Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam came to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam came to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Umar radiyallahu anhu, he tells us, فَأَسْنَدَ رُكْبَتَيْهِ إِلَى رُكْبَتَيْهِ وَوَضَعَ كَفَّيْهِ عَلَى فَخِذَيْهِ. Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam, when he came to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, طَالِبًا لِلْعِلْمِ, seeking knowledge, he sat very close to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That shows you when a person is seeking knowledge, when a person is taking a fa'idah from someone, it is better for you to be close so you can hear him and so you can take it from him, inshallah. So once again, the brothers that are sitting in the back, please come forward. Inshallah, ya ikhwah, tonight's kalima is a kalima, wallahi, I wanted to do a lecture on. Something that we all need. Something that I try to work on every single day. And something that it is very important for the Muslim to remember. The topic of tonight's lecture is at-Tawba. Returning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Seeking forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, this is something that we need to do, ya ikhwah. This is something that we have to strive for. تخيلوا Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the best of human beings, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, I have forgiven your past sins and your future sins. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ya ikhwa, talking to his sahaba, he says, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness 70 times a day. How many times do we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness in a day? Wallahi, some of us go weeks without asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. And we are nowhere near Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Takhayyal. Imagine. We are sinful. Wallahi, we commit sins in the morning. Wallahi, we commit sins at nighttime. When we talk to our friends, we backbite. When we're watching videos, we listen to music. Sometimes our money is haram. Walakin we walk around like we are promised Jannah. Imagine. Why? This is a trick from the shaitan. Sah? Ya ikhwa, do you guys agree with me, or am I just talking? Yes? No? No? Shaykh Hudayfa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking to his ibad in the hadith Qudsi. He says, Ya ibadi. I want you guys to listen to this hadith. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, Ya ibadi, O my servants, you guys make mistakes during the night and during the day. وَأَنَا أَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا, and I forgive all sins. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ya ikhwah, he is telling you, nighttime you commit sins, daytime you commit sins. There's not an hour that goes by that you commit a sin. وَلَكِنْ أَنَا أَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا, I forgive all sins. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ya ikhwah, in another hadith he tells us, O my servants, if you come to me, if you go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you've committed every crime, every sin that you can think of. You stole, you lied, you cheated, you committed zina, you listen to music, you do drugs, everything that you can think of. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? You commit all these sins and then you come to me, I will forgive you. The Tawba, ya ikhwa, is not for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi, don't get it twisted. You asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness is not for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La. This is for you. Rather, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps you. He says, Ya ibadi, if you come to me a arm's length, I will come to you the span of 2 arms. If you come to me walking, I will come to you running. Whatever you put in, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put in double. This is the Lord that we worship, ya ikhwa. The God that we worship. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, or the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more happier with your tawbah, with your repentance, than a man that went out on a journey by himself. And this man, he went to sleep. Everything that he had, he put it on, a camel or a donkey or a riding beast, وما إلى ذلك. His money, his food, everything that he has, he puts it on this riding beast. He goes to sleep. And he wakes up, it's not there. This man is in the middle of nowhere. No food, no water, no money. There's no city he can go to. There's no one that he can call. He knows within a few hours or a few days, I will die from starvation. And then this man, he goes to sleep. And then he wakes up, everything that he was missing is there. How happy would you be? تخيلوا, imagine the happiness this man felt. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more happier with your tawbah than this man. This is the Lord that we worship, ya ikhwan. The ilah that wants you to make tawbah. The ilah that wants you to get closer to him, to return to him. Billahi alaykum. Wallahi, in this gathering, before you guys get up, say, Allahumma inni atubu ilayk. Oh Allah, I return to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want money from you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want you to write letters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want you to be at a specific time or a specific place. All He wants you to say is, Ya Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, Na'am ya abdi. Yes, my servant. All He wants you to say is, Ya Allah. And He says, Na'am ya abdi. Yes, my servant. There's a man that killed 99 men. He sent 99 men to Akhirah. And then one day this man, he woke up. He wants to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he asks the people. He says, I have a question. Famous hadith. He says, I have a question. I need a fatwa. Point me to a man that can answer my question. He said, there's a man in the masajid that can answer your question, go to him. He goes to this abid and he asks him a question and he tells him, he says, listen, I killed 99 men. I sent 99 men to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ever forgive me? This abid, forget about men, killing somebody or committing a sin to him is something big. He said 90, la, khalas, Allah subhanahu, there's no such thing as tawbah for you. Really? I needed 100, by the way, here you go. He made him 100. He comes back to the people. The man, he still wants khayr. He says, can you guys point me to a man that can answer my question. He goes to a man, or they point him to a sheikh. And he goes to the sheikh, Ya ikhwa, famous hadith. Walakin there's something at the end that I want to show you guys. The mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He goes to the sheikh and he says, Ya sheikh, killed 100 men, sent 100 men to Akhirah. Is there tawbah for me? Will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ever forgive me? The sheikh, he knows who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Rabbul Alameen. He says, who is in between you and the tawbah of Allah? Yani, who is in between you and tawbah, and the forgiveness of Allah? No one. Allahu Akbar. There is no one between you and the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember, ya ikhwan, what did we say? All you have to do is say, Ya Allah. That's it. And the man, he said, Lakin, the city that you are in, leave it. If you really want to change, if you really want to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you are sincere about this city that you're in, leave it. Go to that city. There are men that worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with them. Walakin the tawbah, the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will get it. Man killed 100 men, ya ikhwan. And so he leaves and he packs up. While he was traveling, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed that this man dies. This man, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed that he dies. And so when you die, either malaikatul rahmah or malaikatul adab come to you. The angels of mercy or the angels of hellfire or punishment come to you. This man, both angels came. Malaikatul adab, what did they say? La, this man, he's going to hellfire. 100 men he killed. La mahala, he has to be punished. Malaikatul Rahman or Malaikatul Rahmah, the angels of mercy, they said, La, this man, he was traveling, he was on a journey, he is seeking forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all seer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that knows everything. So what does he do? He sends a man. He says, Tayyib. The man, he comes to the angels and he says, measure the earth. If this man is closer to the city that he came from, Malaikatul Adab, let him take him. You guys take him. The angels of punishment, you guys take him. If he is closer to the city that he came from. And if he is closer to the city that he was traveling to, Malaikatul Rahmah, you guys take him. You know what the Prophet ﷺ said, Ya ikhwah? You know what city this man was close to, Ya ikhwah? He was close to the city that he came from. The city that he came from. A man that killed 100 men. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do? He changed the whole world for him. A man that killed 100 men. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed the whole world for him. And he made the city that he was going to closer. All you have to say is Ya Allah. All you have to say is Ya Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you everything that you want. What is stopping you? Why are you delaying it? لماذا? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Ghafoor. You make tawbah to Him. You return to Him. He forgives you. You fall into the same sin. You return to Him again. He forgives you. You make tawbah to Him. You fall into the same sin again. He forgives you. Who does that? Wallahi, ask me for forgiveness 3 times, I'll get mad. Sah? Do something, wallahi, my brothers, they do something, 1 time, khalas, you're forgiven. 2 times, okay, khalas. 3 times, anta majnoon ya akhi. Sah? All of us that have brothers, some of us that have children. 3 times. Akhi, you do the same thing 3 times. Akhi, I don't have patience with you. I can't help you out. وَلَكِنْ رَبُّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Do it again and again and again. All you have to do is say, Ya Allah, Tawbatan nasuha. A sincere tawbah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you. This is the ilah that we worship, ya ikhwan. And so tonight, wallahi, everyone that is sitting here, wallahi, we are all sinful. There is no one except the children, yani. Everyone that is a mukallaf. There is no one here that's not sinful. We've committed sins. We've angered Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know yourself. Think about all the things that you've done. Think about all the times you angered Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Think about all the times that you've lied. All the times that you've cheated. All the times that you've committed these sins. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still has rahmah on you. All He's waiting for is, Ya Allah. That's all He's waiting for. Naam ya abdi. Yes, my servant. Allahumma inni atubu ilayk. Oh Allah, I return to you. I am repenting to you. And wallahi, if your tawbah is it is sincere, it is khalisa lillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you. That is number 1. Ya ikhwa, the title tonight is this: Fawaid, benefits from the stories of those that made tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes, as human beings, we have this thing. In order for us to benefit from something, you have to tell people a story. They tell you in public speaking, if you want the people's attention, what do? You tell them a story. If you want someone to understand something, what do? You tell them a story. And so tonight I have a few stories, ya ikhwan. And these stories, inshallah, I want us to benefit something from it. Stories that men have made tawbah. The first one. They say there was a abid, a worshipper. One day, he seen a woman that was very beautiful. Everyone in here is a man. Females are a fitna to us, sah? He seen a sister that was very, very beautiful. Walakin this sister was a prostitute. And so he asked around, how much do I have to pay her to be with her? To chill with her? To sit with her? A abid, a man that worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As soon as he seen this sister, everything, alagam, everything does not matter. His shahawat, his desires overtook him. They said 100 dinar. 100 dinar is the price for the sister. What does he do? He goes to the city, he works, he gathers 100 dinar. He comes to her and he gives it to her. And he says, I worked for this. And I did this for you. How many times have we seen something, or how many times have we worked for something that is haram? Wallahi, some brothers will work overtime just to go travel somewhere haram. Sah, am I lying, ya ikhwa? Brothers will do things, and all they're doing is just to save for something that is haram. A party, a concert, something. They will travel miles and miles and miles just to go commit this haram. And they will work like donkeys, day and night, like slaves for this haram. Sah. He goes to her, he gives her 100 dinar. She's a prostitute, she doesn't care. She says, hey, let's go. While he was about to do this, what happened? This man, he stops. And she says, what's wrong with you? Yallah, I have clients. What's wrong with you? standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when I remembered standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made me hate you. Keep the 100 dinar. Keep whatever money that I gave you. And this man, he ran away, crying. In the story, ya ikhwah, this prostitute, once she seen this, she ran after the man and she traveled after the man. All she wanted was one thing and one thing only. I want to marry him. She followed him, long story short, she goes to the city that he is from. She found out that he was dead. She said, I want to marry his brother so I can remember this man. What is the benefit from this story? What lesson are we taking from this story? Ya ikhwah, every single time that you are doing a sin, or you are about to do a sin, remember maqamullah. Remember that you will stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. And if this can scare you, and you can protect your nafs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will give you Jannah. فَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَى فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. A promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whoever is fearful, standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment, whatever the sin that you are committing, remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you about it. If you remember this, and you prevent your nafs from doing all, following its desires, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you Jannah. These two things. Next time you're saving for something haram. Next time you're working overtime for something haram. Wallahi, some brothers work 16, 18 hour shifts. Next time you're slaving on Uber or whatever it is, remember maqamullah. Remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you about this. That is number one. The second story, Dhunnun al-Misri, rahimahullah ta'ala, a great scholar. One day he says, I was with one of my ashab, my companions, and we were on the riverbed. And we were just by the river, talking, and we seen a aqrab, we seen a scorpion. And I was looking at the scorpion. While I was looking at the scorpion, a frog came out from the river. And the scorpion climbed the frog. And the frog took the scorpion from one side of the river to the other side. Dhunnun al-Misri is watching all of this. Ya ikhwa, a scorpion on top of a frog, one side to another side. What did he say? Allah, something is going on. We have to see. Let's follow it. They followed the scorpion. And they came to a man. There was a man that was sleeping, by the river. He was somewhere drunk, sleeping. While this man was sleeping, a snake was slithering towards him, wanting to attack him. The scorpion took this snake, fought it, and the snake ran away. Snake, or the scorpion goes back, gets back on the frog and goes to the other side of the river. A man that was sleeping was almost attacked by a snake. A scorpion saved him. Who's seen this? Dhunnun al-Misri, the great scholar. They wake up the man. What's wrong with you, they said. He said, Akhi, I'm drunk. They told him the story. While you were sleeping, a snake was about to attack you. Walakin a scorpion saved you. He said, La, Allah is the one that saved me. This man, he started to cry and cry and cry, and he ran away. Later on, they found out he became from the Ubbad, from those that just worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why did he cry? Why did he make Tawba? He was drunk, sinned, angered Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When he was helpless, clueless, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rabbul Alameen, still protected him. We sin. We anger Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Walakin He continues to be merciful to us. Shows us mercy. The cars that we go to sin to, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the gas money. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides a house for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us health. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does this for us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wallahi, we don't know, protects us from all the shurur, all the evils. Next time you miss something, next time you miss a flight, next time you miss a red light, next time you miss something or an appointment, always think to yourself, maybe Allah is protecting me from something. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not give you a job, even though that you are qualified, even though that you are supposed to get this job, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't give it to you. Limada? Because He is protecting you from the evils that you will commit. There's more stories I can tell you guys, and I want you guys to remember. Because of the time, come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every day. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, remember, he says, I make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 70 times a day. And he taught as-Siddiq, يعني the Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he taught him the hadith or the dua. Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi zulman kathira la yaghfiru dhunuba illa anta. Oh Allah, I have oppressed myself. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is teaching as-Siddiq, the second best man in this ummah, to say, oh Allah, Ya Allah, I have oppressed myself. ظُلْمًا كَثِيرًا لَا يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ. No one forgives the dhunub, no one forgives sins except you, Ya Allah. Say this. Every morning that you wake up, remember Allah. Every night that you go to sleep, remember Allah. Every time you come to the masajid, remember Allah. Make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because wallahi, when you are on the deathbed and the malaika come to you, that is it. No more tawbah. Ya Allah, send me back. No. Ya Allah, let me make tawbah one more time. No. Ya Allah, let me go back and make sujood for you. No. Ya Allah, let me go back and give all my wealth in your sabil, in your as sadaqah. No. Ya Allah, let me go back for 1 second, Ya Allah. No. Walakin right now, Ya Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, Na'am ya abd. Yes, O my slave. So make this tawbah. Return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His forgiveness. Like I said, this advice, first and foremost, is for me. This is something that I myself have to work on every single day. And ya ikhwah, this lecture is for you guys as well. Tawbah is something that we have to work on every single day. هذا وبالله التوفيق وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.